with a dominating performance throughout the 2007 season. It looks like Dale Creasy Jr. has another championship lined up in the crosshairs, but in Top Fuel, it's still wide open. Will Bruce Litten earn his first one ever? The next step is coming next here on Speed. Oh man, here we go. Oh, a huge hit right there.
That is good close drag racing right there.
What an incredible race. We'd like to welcome everybody here to the Noel Gas Motorsports Nitro Jam Series, even the little ones down there as we get ready here to go with the Nitro categories. Welcome to the Emily Oil North American Nationals presented by the New England Dodge dealers. We're at New England Dragway here in Epping, New Hampshire. Ken Stout with you, Brian Olson alongside, and Julie Atchison will cover all the action down at the pits. Now, Dale Creasy Jr. has been the man in the Nitro Funny Car category, but he hasn't always had the quickest car, but somehow still manages to win.
Yeah, we know how to make the car run 5.0s, and sometimes it needs to be a little bit quicker, but consistency is what wins this game out here, and that has worked for us for the last year and a half or 2 years. So we would like to go faster. Yes, I'd like to run some 480s just for our ego, but right now it hasn't been necessary. Maybe next round and we'll get beat, but right now we're going to stick with what we know.
Brian Olson, the guy that he battled with last year's Jack Wyatt.
And Jack Wyatt is in a battle right now for a second. For all intents and purposes, we have to go back to Martin, Michigan, where he was very disappointed to not be able to answer the call in the semis against Mike Ashley.
It really was. You know, we came out, we knew we had a car that could run really good at Martin. We've run good there a couple times last year, in fact, during our match race. And on the run, we ran low ET of the eliminations, and we threw a rod out of the car. And so we had to switch motors. Don't have a lot of parts in the trailer that are ready to go, so we had to do a lot of swapping. And what caused that was when we got in there, it really wasn't broke. We just didn't have things just quite right, and it wouldn't start. And that, you know, it's a learning curve and experience that was really kind of bad.
And indeed, Jack Wyatt, one of those guys that's terribly underfunded, short on crew members. For more on Funny Car, let's go to Julie.
Bob Gilbertson and his Nitro Funny Car team have been running extremely quick this season. This is the third time they've been the #1 qualifier, but it hasn't come without struggles. These guys on race day struggle through eliminations, can't seem to get that car from A to B. Struggling last night, you went out, kicked out your first qualifier. Awesome, that stuck. Last night you go out, what happened?
Well, you know what? It's a very freak thing that happened. The left rear wheel sheared all the lug studs off, and it happened at about 50 feet out. So I mean, I'm like what you call cheated death if you're a pilot. So if it would have happened at 1,000 feet, it would have been very traumatic to say the least. But you know, we can't explain it. This is the same rear end everybody uses, John Force, everybody. It's one of these little wheel studs that just sheared all of them off, and the wheel somehow stayed on with the skid plate of the car, and the calipers fell off and went through the roof of the car. And thank goodness John Medlin had everybody put these head pads in, because my head was beaten up against the roll cage there for just a little bit. And all the safety stuff worked great. And you know, the only thing left to do is we got to close this deal here today on Sunday, and that's been our struggle.
All right, well, Bob Gilbertson is looking to capture his first Ironman of the 07 season. He's got Jack Wyatt first round. We'll see which one of these guys will pull out the win today. Right now, though, we'll head to performance picks from the pits.
Thank you, Julie, and we'll go with our performance pick from the pits. I'm going to stick with the guy until they beat him. How can you go against Dale Creasy Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, he's the man, no question about it. And I got to tell you, I'm going to go with Dale Creasy Jr. also for 2 reasons. 1, I think he'll win the race, and 2, he dogs me all the time. Julie?
I'm going with the world champion, Dale Creasy Jr. This team knows how to get that car from A to B. Dale Creasy with the win here in Epping.
Hi, I'm Brent Hickman, crew member for Mark Thomas's Ethanol Performance Monte Carlo, and my pick for Nitro Funny Car is Bob Gilbertson. The man won here last year, and he's on a roll again today.
Well, we'll find out. 3 against 1 there, and we've just been watching the consistency of this guy right here, and he nailed it in his interview a little bit earlier. It's not about going out there running 480s. It's about going from point A to B, racing your competition, racing the racetrack, and he has been spectacular at it this year.
He's the best. I mean, no question about it. The guy who's currently #2 overall in points is Terry Haddock. As we look at the weather conditions, 86 degrees. Look at the track temperature, though, 120 degrees. Overall corrected density altitude is a little bit over 2,000 feet. The barometer is almost 30 points. So you got great weather conditions. Again, the asphalt and the pavement are hot today at 120. It's going to be tough to get this extra horsepower on a good altitude-corrected day to mate up with the track surface here.
Dale Creasy Jr. in the near lane, Terry Haddock in the far. Well, you called the up in smoke right there. Terry Haddock up in smoke. Both reaction times a little off the mark. Dale Creasy Jr., though, black tracking all the way down through there for yet another 5-0 pass.
Yeah, Haddock goes up in smoke right away, Ken. Watch from the far end of the racetrack. Now, Haddock up in smoke. He'll pedal the throttle one time right there. Hit him again. But look at Dale Creasy's car. It moves very little, and it is black tracking to round number 2.
Dale Creasy, first round win as you take it today. First round, we always talk about how tough that is on you, but it's all about getting this car from A to B, and you guys can do that.
We have been doing pretty good at it. The only thing that's been holding this car back the last couple of races is the driver. I couldn't keep it in the groove, but I had a talk with him last night. We're going to straighten that out. But I want to thank Evan Nolan, Torco Race Fuels, Crane Cans, Redline Oil, and say hi to my wife.
Congratulations.
It's always a good move.
You do need to say hi to your wife from time to
Makes things
time.
a little warmer when you get back home, guarantee you. All right, next pair coming up. Jeff Deal and Mike Smith will go at it here in round number 1.
You're looking head on at the car on the left side of the Wayne Dalton Christmas tree there of the Rockstar and Jeff Deal. And the right side, that's Mike Smith. His dad, Paul, tunes this race car along with that of Mitch King here at Nitro Funny Car. So it's National Tire and Battery Machine, right side of your screen, taking on the Rockstar for the Surfer Dude, all the way from Salinas, California, Jeff Deal alongside.
Mike Smith, the number 3 qualifier, taking on the number 7 qualifier, and Jeff Deal, who's yet to get down this racetrack. Best ET so far this weekend, 9.93. And he hazes the tires right there, clicks it off early. Mike Smith will go down the track on the other side, 5:56, and into round number 2.
And Ken, I got to say, I'm not so sure that was a planned shutoff for Mike Smith. Right there as you watch Jeff Deal go up in smoke, he'll hit the throttle one time. Now, Smith's car goes dead right about the 1,000 feet. Watch Deal's car, left side of the tree, up in smoke, hits the throttle one time. Now, he can see out that side window that Mike Smith is on his way. Smith's car goes dead, but he does pick up the win.
This is a one-race deal for you guys. You're going rounds, going through eliminations, heading into the semis.
Yeah, we are. It would have ran a lot better than that, but the clutch came out of it about 800-900 foot, and the motor come real high, so I shut it off. But we're going to go back and get it fixed. We got a lot of hardware over Mitch King's and my dad, so we'll see what we can make happen.
We'll find out how those guys do. Come on back for the rest of round 1 of the Pro Nitro Funny Car category. The Noel Gas Nitro Jam Series telecast is brought to you by Torco Racing Fuels, and ain't bragging if you can back it up. And by Amalie Motor Oil, better than it has to be. Welcome back to the Noel Gas Motorsports Nitro Jam Series. We're in the middle of the Nitro Funny Car category. Dale Creasy Jr. has earned yet another win. We'll go to the semifinals. We need to find out who's going to meet these first 2 guys on the other side of the ladder. So we'll go to our next pair here, the Holbrook-sponsored machine. Mitch King will be in the near lane. Andy Kelly will be in the far lane with that Holbrook-sponsored car.
Well, Andy Kelly will take a solo pass right here. Mitch King does not answer the round 1 call. So Kelly for Holbrook, the team-owned machine out of the Carolinas, take a solo into round 2.
And Andy Kelly looking for lane choice, man. He ran it down through there. He will not get it as he faces Dale Creasy Jr. in the next round. 5:23 the time.
Here comes the Prestone Autolite XP Iridium spark plug machine of Bob Gilbertson. And he will take on the one and only Jack Wyatt. And Wyatt's machine, who currently is in the battle with Terry Haddock for number 2, would like to take him out. Let's go to the far end.
Okay, this is a big one going rounds here today. Heat of the day. You got lucky. He had huge problems at the starting line, so you get the bye, slide right into that semifinal.
You know, it's one of those deals. Hey, my dad comes on the radio, says we're going to have a single. We're trying to run good, not smoke the tires. And I got on the radio, I said, do you want me to run it or do you want me just to ease it down the track? He said, run it out. We need the runs to try to get the experience and some laps on the course.